today I would like to give you a brief insight into the Longbow class and explain and clarify some aspects. If you have any questions or want to discuss anything, feel free to do so in the comments or directly via Discord. In the description you will find my creator code, which newcomers can use for goodies like premium time and XP tokens, as well as my Discord link or name. With that said, enjoy the video. On the gear you should prioritize piercing damage and piercing armor penetration. This is your main stat which you should focus on. As a bonus, aside of agility and strength, you should always go for the crit damage value, or in other terms, the crit damage. Yeah, about the gear there's nothing special. The only mandatory thing to play Longbow these seasons is you have the reforged purple gear. It's simply because you will get the 150% armor penetration plus a bonus of 10%, inclusive normal attack damage is increased by 25% per hit. That doesn't include into the skills, but in the auto attacks, and I will show you later how heavy the difference can be in terms of damage. So, about the runes. On the bow itself, as the weapon, you have only two choices. You use either the lightning bolt for the 2-second stun, which is good for hero killing, and also it counters a little bit of the invincibility rune. Otherwise, if you want to go for high targets, or you say you have an insanely high aim, you can go for the Hydra's Fang. It will slow, and every third hit is percentage damage, as well as a fixed of 300. Yeah, but you don't have much choice here. For the Oracle rune, I'm using the one where you have to press your ultimate, which is the Paragon skill, and this is because, as I said, I will go for hero kills, and my main damage source for also killing units is the ultimate. So for me, this is the most important one. About everything else, you will see often that I use the one-slot runes. It's simply for the increased agility or strength, for the armor penetration or the piercing damage itself. I'm sorry. For the next one, for the armor as well, you can see here a little bit of armor reduction for all the range damage, and as well for the increased damage. Since you will be a glass cannon, it doesn't matter which rune you take here, but this one is the best. This one is just the best because you can one-shot units, you can one-shot heroes. You will see it later, but yeah, this is the best one, and I have the best results with this one. About this one, I prioritize the increased movement speed. You can also use the bandage, or you can use the agility and some other thingies here, like gain extra damage, but for me, movement speed is the most important one, because in the most situations when I really go for in the kill and the unit kills, I have to move fast. So about the bracers, to keep it simple, damage, crit damage, and the 20% if you hit someone with the auto attacks. There is nothing else you can really use as a longbow. To keep it simple, the skills are, at least my skills are the following here. You will use the escape skill. This is A, anti-CC, long range escape, and it gives you movement speed for 3 seconds. That means you can escape every situation. Botgun arrow, simply you stun someone. The longer you hold the botgun arrow key, the more the stun will happen. The 30% armor reduction will always happen, doesn't matter how long you will charge the skill. Marksman, just for the combination of ultimate and marksman, and the ultimate itself is just the damage ultimate. You can hit up to 12 enemies. The minimum is 5, the maximum is 12, the longer you charge. The damage is insanely high. You can go up to 25-30k damage, so you can kill either 12 units, or you can one-tap the most light armor heroes. You will also see it later. The choice of the units you will play is a huge factor of your playstyle. If you take cavalry, you will move more with your units, and you will have to play more like a glaive, spear, and everything. If you play more stationary units, as I do, as an example, the Modaos, you can also use the phalanx, the Modaos, you can use shields, it doesn't matter. If you have stationary units, it allows you to move more freely, more roaming, and watching less closely on your units, because there are so many choke points you can use. You can put your units, and you don't have to pay a lot of attention to them. As a secondary unit, I mostly use my Reapers, but I can also use units like Vouvays, Berserker, as I said, Vouvays, Zilladars, Zweihänder, Queens. It doesn't matter. In the end, it's up to your playstyle. For me personally, I use Modaos, Phalanx, Zweihänder, Reapers. I also use Houndsmen because Houndsmen are just perfectly for me on many situations because I can babysit them. I can also use them. They have high damage with nice doctrines, but it's a personal thing. In the end, your unit choice is changing the way you play overall on the map, because either you can free roam and have impact with your units, or you have to control your units and you have less impact in the roaming. It's up to you. You have to find your own war brand and your playstyle.
三魂出鞘。
It is a short video, but in this video I have actually covered everything important to play the Longbow. Topics such as movement, using terrain, aiming, combos, target focus, and so on are deeper aspects that beginners do not necessarily need to know. I will also discuss topics such as how to be effective in territory war in future individual videos. Summary of the most important points to play the Longbow: purple set and gear, and of course a good bow, map awareness and decision making, calm gameplay, no idle time, meaning you must constantly be on the move and shooting at any target to be effective for the team. That includes tier 5 units, Cav, AFK units you can see, heroes, siege engines, artillery, everything. And also the last aspect is the strong unit management. If you're not good with unit management, get some stationary units or suicide units, and the opposite. If you're good with unit management, learn the hero management. Also, be prepared to be flamed often and labeled as useless or slot blocker. This is a casual thing. Get used to it. In conclusion, I can only say the following. In my opinion, the Longbow is the strongest class if you have a maximum of 2 on the team, along with the necessary experience and gear. The possibilities are extremely varied, and there are rarely counters to a skilled Longbow player, except a good dual blade. I hope this video could make the start easier for some, and I hope you will watch the next videos about this class as well. With this, best regards, YeQiuChuupa.